Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big ideas. And today, we're diving into something pretty important for the legal world, a totally new way to think about growth.
So let's start with a question that probably hits home for a lot of law firms out there. Why do so many growth plans just fail? You know the feeling, right? You've got the talent, you've got the drive, but you're just not seeing the results. What's going on?
Well, a lot of the time, firms get stuck in one of two classic traps. First, you've got the rainmaker model. This is where everything, and I mean everything, rides on a couple of key people. Super risky, right? If they leave, the business is in trouble, and it's almost impossible to scale. Then there's the aggregator model. This is basically renting an audience. You're pouring money into ads and directories, but the second you turn off the tap, the leads dry up. It's like a hamster wheel.
So what if you could get off that hamster wheel? What if there was a better way to build something that lasts? A real asset for your firm? Well, that's exactly what this new philosophy, the home zone solution, is all about.
Okay, so what is a home zone? Look, it's way more than just where your office is. It's the sweet spot where your geography, the physical place, meets your specialization. It's about finding that perfect niche in a specific location where your firm can truly become the go-to player, the place where you can realistically win.
And the whole idea behind this is actually really simple, but it's powerful. You just can't be everything to everyone, everywhere. It's impossible. This forces you to get laser-focused, to stop spreading yourself thin and instead pour your energy and resources where they're actually going to make a difference.
This changes the entire game. The goal is no longer just renting an audience. It's about owning it. You're not just buying clicks, you're building real relationships, your own data, your own community. And that becomes a priceless asset for your firm, something nobody can take away from you.
All right, so that all sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you figure out what your home zone is? Well, it all boils down to three key pillars. And these three pillars, they're the bedrock of this whole strategy. You've got geography, where you compete, specialization, what you're amazing at, and the client persona, who you're built to serve. You nail these three, and you've got a foundation that's built to last.
So let's break that down, starting with geography. And listen, this is not about throwing a dart at a map. You've got to dig into your own data. Ask yourself, where are 80% of our clients actually located? Where's our most profitable business coming from? And then, the big one, where can we realistically grab, say, 15 to 25% of the market in the next 3 to 5 years? Be honest with yourself.
Okay, pillar 2, specialization. This goes hand in glove with geography. The idea is to stop being a jack of all trades. Instead, you pick 1, 2, maybe 3 practice areas where you can absolutely crush it. Again, look at your numbers. What's most profitable? Where can you become one of the top names in your area? And check out online search data. It'll show you exactly what people are looking for that they aren't finding. And that brings us to the third pillar, and this might be the most important one. You have to know, I mean really know, who you're serving. We're talking way beyond just age and income. What do they do for fun? What blogs do they read? What keeps them up at night? You need to understand their pains, their goals, their fears, so you can show them you're the only one who can solve their problem. You're building a detailed picture of your perfect client. Okay, theory is one thing. Let's see how this plays out in the real world. We're going to look at a case study of a firm, Goodman's Advocates, that was operating in a ridiculously competitive market. So picture this. Goodman's is based in Sandton, South Africa. It's a huge financial center, which means the legal market is absolutely packed. Their big challenge was finding a way to grow when there's a competitor on every corner. So what did they do? They used this home zone framework and did a super deep dive into their local 50-kilometer radius. And here's the key part. This wasn't some fuzzy, high-level report. No, it gave them 20 specific strategic gaps in the market, 20 actionable weaknesses their competitors had that they could jump on immediately. So, what kind of gaps are we talking about? Well, here's a perfect example, and it's so simple. Their competitors' websites didn't have FAQ pages. They just weren't answering the basic questions that real people were typing into Google every single day. A huge, easy win right there.
Here's another one. Trust. The competition was putting out articles, but you had no idea who wrote them. The author bios were weak or they just weren't there. In the digital world, if you can't prove who you are and why you're an expert, you're not building any trust. It's a major fumble.
And this last one is a classic mistake you see all the time.
Competitors would list a bunch of satellite offices to seem bigger, right? But they didn't create any unique content for those specific locations. It was just a name and an address. So if you were in that town searching for a local lawyer, poof, they were invisible. What a huge missed opportunity.
So, you see, finding these gaps, and there were 20 of them, is how you unlock the real power of the home zone strategy. It's all about focus, which leads to incredible efficiency.
Think about it like this. The numbers show that for a typical law firm, doubling turnover takes almost 4 years, 3.8 to be exact. But by using the home zone strategy, by focusing and building assets instead of renting eyeballs, the goal is to slice that time in half. We're talking about getting there in under 2 years.
And really, that's the bottom line here. This is the big takeaway. A systematic approach that focuses on building assets gets you results, and it gets them faster. Why? Because you're not just running one campaign after another. You're building systems, content, and relationships that grow and build on each other over time. That's how you get that compounding effect.
So there you have it. This framework gives you the map. It gives you the what and the why. The only question left for you to answer is, where's your home zone?